Good morning, students. In today's class, we will study the rights of an auditor. So, the auditor has various rights and duties. Today, we will analyze the rights of the auditor. So, the first right is to access the books of account. So, the auditor has the right to access at any time the books of accounts and vouchers. Okay. So, here the books not only means the account books but also the statutory books, statistical books, cost books, minute books, stock book, memorandum of association, articles, etc. Okay. So generally he does not exercise this right. Okay. But he informs or consults the directors as to which time will be suitable and convenient to them before he goes to check the book of accounts. But sometimes if he finds something suspicious, if he finds that there is something wrong, at that time he can give a surprise visit to the branch of the clients. Okay, see, in the qualities of the auditor, I had explained an example. Okay, saying that suppose if there is profit of say 30 lakh, then if it has increased to 60 lakh, then suddenly if it has increased to 10 crores or 9 crores, okay, at that time this is what it is really very suspicious. Okay, because it's highly impossible to achieve that much of profit within a period of 1 year. Okay, so here in such cases, or if we find something suspicious, at that time what he does is he can give surprise visit and he can check the books of accounts of the company. Okay, then the next one is right to call information and explanation. So the auditor has got the right to ask the directors and officers of the company to give any information and explanation in order to discharge his duty. Okay, so here the officers are managing agents, secretary, treasurers, okay, etc. So here he has the right to ask explanation. Suppose if he finds something wrong, if he finds some entries are made wrong, at that time the auditor can ask the officers to give the explanation why they have made this particular entry or why this particular statement is there. So he can ask for the explanation from the officers. Then the next one is right to receive notice of and attend general meeting. So the auditor has the right to receive the notice. Okay, when the notice is been sent to the shareholders, at that time the notice of the general meeting should be sent to the auditor also. Okay, so irrespective of the fact whether accounts are being discussed or not in the general meeting. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether they are discussing accounts in the meeting, but the auditor has to be, or he must be invited for the meeting. Okay, so he has to speak, he has the right to speak at such meeting when the accounts are being discussed. Okay, since auditor is a professional person, he speaks only when the accounts are being discussed. Okay, then the next one is right to make statement at general meeting. So the auditor has the right to make any statement or explanation he desires at the general meeting. Okay, so in connection with the accounts, but he should not do that, but the thing is he should do that only when he is asked to do so, or only when the question is raised by the chairman of the meeting. Okay, so he should answer only those questions which affects the accounts. Okay, so he answers only the questions related to accounts and not something else. Okay, if he feels wrong statement has been made by the directors relating to the accounts, he has the right to correct that. Okay, then the next one is right to be indemnified. So the auditor has the right to be indemnified out of the assets of the company against any liability incurred by him in defending himself against civil and criminal proceedings by the company. Suppose in case if the auditor is defending himself, okay, maybe in on behalf of the company, at that time he has the right to be indemnified. Okay, that is he can claim any charges which has been incurred from the company. Then right to visit the branches of the company. Okay, so if any company is having more than one branch or many branches, at that time he has the right to visit all the branches of the company. Okay, provided he should be a qualified CA. Okay, in this case the auditor can access to all the books of accounts and vouchers, etc. Okay, then the next one is right to take legal and technical advice. So the auditor has the right to take advice from the expert, okay, but he must give his opinion in the report and not that of expert lawyers, etc. So whenever he is conducting his auditing work, he can take any kind of legal advice or technical advice from the experts, okay, but the thing is that they can give him suggestion, they can give him advices, but the final decision should be of the auditor himself, okay. He should express his independent opinion because he is a independent person, okay. So whatever he is giving, whatever report he is giving, it should be on the basis of his opinion only. Then the next one is right to remuneration. So the auditor has the right to have remuneration only when his work is completed, okay. So remuneration will be given by the authority who appoints him. So the auditor will be paid, okay. So that is he will receive his remuneration after once when he has completed the audit work. Then the next one is right to sign the audit report. So only the auditor can sign the audit report. So other than auditor, nobody else can sign the audit report, okay. Generally when the auditor sends his staff for audit work, the staff cannot sign the audit report. It is the auditor who is going to sign the audit report once when the audit work is completed, okay. Or if the firm is appointed, in such cases only those partners practiced in India may sign the audit report. Then the last one for the day is right to lien, okay. So whenever the audit work is being carried out by the auditor, what he does, he checks the books of accounts, he checks the records, documents, vouchers and all. At that time he makes some working papers for his reference, okay, that is for his audit reference. So these particular papers, that is the working papers, they belong to the auditor. So as the owner of those working papers, he can refuse to part with this working paper when claimed by the client, okay. These working papers totally belong to him. The right on those working papers is only of the auditor, okay, and nobody else. So suppose if the clients asks him to give the or submit the working papers, at that time the auditor can clearly refuse to give these working papers, okay. So these are the rights of the auditor. I hope these things are clear to you. If not, then you can WhatsApp me, okay. So thank you, have a nice day, see you in the next class.